So to sew in a button stand, what you want to do before you take your pattern paper off is just make sure you've notched where each fold line is going to be down the button stand. So if you've got a separate button stand, which is a separate pattern piece, you can do exactly the same. And if you've got one like this, which is a grown on pattern piece, then you just want to make sure you've got your notches at the bottom and at the top before you unpin everything, and then it'll make it a lot easier for when you are ironing it and then sewing it up. It'll be a lot more accurate. So then you just want to unpin your pattern paper, and then you simply just want to iron down each line. So you're basically just going to be making your button stand ready just to sew, and make sure you do a pair. So you want to do one which is going to be this side and one the other side. So make sure you're folding the same way. So if you don't want a fold line on the top, you're folding so it goes underneath like this, and then you're going to do the same with this one, but it'll be the opposite way round. Or if you want a feature out of your edge of your button stand, you can fold it this way. So then you just want to iron it in. And to be super accurate, you can measure this whilst you're going. So if you just measure at the bottom how wide it's meant to be, then you can just check up here as well as you're going. And you can do that for every fold so that it's a super accurate finish. So because I don't have any interfacing in mine, I've done my button stand a double thickness or a triple thickness even, just to give it more stability. But if you've got an interfacing, you want to make sure you iron that in first before you start ironing it all up. So now I've done the last ironed in fold. I'm just going to pin it and just do a few, but because you've already ironed it in, it makes it so much easier to make sure it's accurate and to know where it's folded. Okay, so then all we want to do is just sew this up. And you just want to sew a couple of millimeters in from the edge. And that's it, that's your button stand sewn in. So I've just sewn up the other button stand quickly. So now you can see I've got a pair of these because they're not exactly the same. If there were two the same, then this would be on the same side here, and then this just overlaps here, and then I can obviously mark on my buttons and my buttonholes, so then it'll fasten up nicely. If you would like to start creating your own sewing patterns, then I have developed the perfect ebook for you. So my free ebook, An Introduction to Pattern Cutting, is really good for you to get started and understand what is behind pattern cutting and where to start. So I go through how it's going to help you, what pattern cutting is, the tools you need to get started, and lots of amazing things so you can really understand what's behind your sewing patterns and how to get started and creating your own patterns as well. You'll find the link to download this in the notes below.